Rivian just made a lot of people happy with their new update for the Rivians, of course, adding a lot of features that all across the lineup were kind of lacking, and also for specific VINs or builds like mine, the non-performance dual motor, adding features for that too. We also have a new Apple Watch app, which we're going to go through in a little bit, so this will be a pretty packed video. Stay tuned. So the new 2026.03 update is out now for Rivians, and mine just got it this morning. And we're going to go over some of the new things that are here. And mine's a great example because a few extra features come to this one that exist on higher trims. I have the non-performance dual motor R1S. So one motor in the front, one motor in the back. It is not the fast one. So my 0 to 60 is like, what, 4.5 seconds or something, versus the faster around 3.5 that the performance upgrade can give you. Trimax is 2.9, quad motor is 2.4, etc., etc. So for a while the the dual motor didn't have sport mode, and in turn also didn't have an automatic, or should I say a manual clutch re-engage. When driving the dual motor, it's basically a glorified front-wheel drive car. It'll use the rear motor, however, it's only when you're accelerating, and on top of that, you have to wait for it to re-engage the clutch to activate that rear motor. So think of it this way: if you're driving the highway, you're mainly riding in only front-wheel drive. You want to pass a car, you put the power down, you hear a little, or feel a little kind of jolt, and then the rear motor kicks in, then you can pass the car. And it's pretty annoying, not gonna lie. There are a few workarounds on it. I used to disable stability control without engaging the rear motor full time. You can also put in snow mode or all-terrain mode. But those are, workarounds. I wanted to just be able to drive normal without losing stability control or losing suspension settings, and just have both motors activated. Now that's finally the case with the addition of sport mode. Sport mode originally only existed on performance, upgrade, and higher trims, but now I've got it. Now I do not have the performance upgrade, and I do not have the faster 0 to 60. However, it still feels more peppy because I'm not waiting for the rear motor to activate every single time. So with sport mode, you now have access to the new lowest. So you have standard, low, and lowest suspension. Lowest being, as lowest it can go. I mean, I'd hope so. That's what it's called. And allows for the quickest possible 0 to 60 you can get, at least for your motor configuration. Feels nice and sporty. And I don't know, I like it. It feels like a go-kart. I did a little test drive over here before I started filming, and it feels like a big go-kart. I love it. In addition to having the lower suspension setting for sport mode, Neo mode also gets lower, which is pretty nice. I have relatives who rely on Neo mode very heavily because the vertically challenged. Don't worry, I'm kind of one of those as well. But it's very helpful, and especially for my truck specifically, sometimes it just flat out just won't kneel down, even though it's set to do automatically. It just won't sometimes. Even when you leave the door closed, you're supposed to keep the door closed so it doesn't stop, and it'll still not do it, or sometimes it'll not do it all the way. It's not very consistent. Now, let's get back in here again. Now, when you drive around and then you park like that, now you have a manual Neo mode. Check before kneeling. Yes, it is good. And it's already in lowest, so it's not really gonna go anywhere else. But say I'm in standard and I hit the manual Neo mode, well, now I can kneel and not have to worry about like the guessing game, watching the little icon somewhere over here. Will it actually kneel or not? And so it's pretty convenient. I wish there was a manual Neo mode a long time ago, because that would have been very helpful. But it's here now, and that's what's important, I guess. So along with that, you do have a few more additions to the update. cold weather improvements, I'm not a good example of that because I live in Florida and right now it's already feeling like 80 degrees and it's only February. But it's still a pretty good update nonetheless. The speakers still sound great. I couldn't tell if they made any changes because last update, the 4.6 or whatever, that brought more bass, they didn't say anything about it. So I, of course, tested this one to see if they had any like more unmentioned audio fixes. I didn't notice any. Bass is still very punchy since the last one, which is great to hear. But that's pretty much the same as last for the update sound-wise. The other big thing, let me get my watch out here. We now have the Rivian watch app, Apple Watch app specifically. So go back in. There we go. So now you can go through all these different things here. What I'll do is I'll prop you guys right here. And there we go. This is a good setup. So this is the Apple Watch app. You can scroll through all these different things here. This is just the home screen. You got gear guard there. You scroll down once. Now you have the controls, lock, unlock. Yep. You open the front. I'm on the front right now, but you know, there it goes. And then we'll close it back again. Hard to do with two hands, or one hand, I should say. There we go. Very responsive, which is great. Put that back here. Scroll down some more. You can see the range as well, which is great. You can see the climate. You can set the climate. Turn on the low. You can adjust it, what temperature you want. Scroll down again. Energy. So you can see, you'll be able to see when you're charging here as well. I'm not charging obviously, but you'll be able to see it here. I assume you'll be able to see charging speeds. Not too sure, but I'm going to test that soon next time I have to charge. And you can also hit the pencil here. You can adjust your charge limit, I believe. Mine is, yeah, there we go. You charge, it uses the digital count, which is pretty awesome. I have a large plus, so I can charge 200 every time because I'm special. Software locked max pack, it's a long story. I'm pretty sure I talked about it before. Gear guard, you can activate gear guard here manually, which is great. And you can look at the location, which I am at a random garage in Orlando, Florida. But yeah, so it's pretty good. You can go here as well. This little squares thing, and you have no shortcuts here. Stop the climate because it's blowing right now really hard. You sound the alarm, which I won't because it's very echoey in here. Vent the windows, open the hood, open the lift gate, charge port door, and we can customize these favorites as well. So the 4 favorites that are on this screen, you can customize those. They're not just stuck to these, which is great. But very nice. It also still acts as a digital key as usual. So, you know, walk up to it, it'll unlock. I'm pretty sure it's very synced with Apple Car Key. I've been using Car Key on my watch and it's been pretty nice. And yeah, it's a very nice update overall. Brings some great features to the dual motor that didn't exist before, the new dual motor non-performance. What also begs the question, what would make the performance upgrade worth it now? Because before, sport mode was only, for dual motors, only a performance upgrade feature. Now that we get this on our non-performance models, the only benefit you really get to having sport mode are soft sand mode and 0-60, and I think another feature, another driving mode I can't remember because I'm not special enough to have a performance upgrade, of course. But what would make it, worth it? It'd be cool if they brought Rad Tuner to it. It's a performance upgrade, should have performance features, right? Because even if you get the all-terrain package, if I were to get an all-terrain non-performance version of this, I'd still gain sport mode because now it has it, of course. I'd still gain soft sand mode. I think it's like rally mode or something else, the other feature. And so I think now they need to add a bit more value to the performance upgrade so that it's worth it. It's $5,000. And not saying that they shouldn't bring sport mode to this, because they definitely should have. Sport mode should have existed in some shape or form on dual motor for years. It took them a very long time to do this. But now they need to do a little more value adjusting on the performance upgrade, drop the price down maybe to $3,000, or add some more features like Rad Tuner that really make it stand out from the regular dual motor like mine. So that's pretty much a quick walk around of everything. Software is pretty much the same, but again, it's very nice to have sport mode on my slow Rivian. But it's very nice to have. Have the firm and moderate ride feels. And yeah, I've been whipping around in lowest on the way here, testing it out, and it's so fun. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you have a dual motor and you're also annoyed by the clutch disconnect, rejoice, because now it's gone when activated, of course, in sport mode, which I may drive in sport mode almost exclusively now. One more thing, you can also use sport mode with higher suspension. So I can ride in standard in sport mode, which would be so nice. So I can still have the comfort I want and the ride height I want, but also have the performance I want, which is using the rear motor that I did pay for. Now I can use what's in my car all the time. So that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think, and thanks for watching.